If you're interested in creative, physical work in the arts, lighting technician may be an occupation to consider. Lighting technicians take various lighting fixtures, light modifiers, and associated electrical and rigging equipment, and control them in various ways to create different lighting effects. We asked a lighting technician to illuminate this interesting occupation for us.
My name is Scott George Lafleur. I'm a lighting technician here at the Citadel Theatre. Generally, what I do is basically either the setup of lights, the focusing of the lights for the different shows that we have here. Generally, it's usually about a 3-week process to get us set up for the show. Basically, we have a designer tell us what kind of lights they want to use, what degrees of lights, what kind of gels, what kind of gobos, and then we usually try to prep as much of that as possible. Also in that prep period is any practicals, so any elements that require a flickering light and a lantern, for example, lights that are built into the stage, so like housing lights, if it's the set's a house. We receive a plot, which is basically a giant piece of paper that looks like the stage, with all the electrics and all the pipes on it so that we know where the lights get hung. So once we have that kind of initial setup, then we go into a focus. We'll focus all the lights throughout the rig, and then basically after that we kind of go into a tech rehearsal mode where we record all the cues. So that's establishing the look of the stage. We record it into our console. You just kind of go through and build the entire show. Then once the show is built, they do on-stage rehearsals and we do tweaks to change the lights, the different intensities of the lights, that the designer can get the desired look. And then basically we're in show mode. So show schedules are really tight. We're usually Tuesday through Sunday, 6 p.m. till about 11, and on Thursdays and Sundays there's two shows, with a maintenance period of 4 hours somewhere in that week. A lighting technician can work in a theater, which involves mostly stage fixed degree lighting. They can work in rock show concerts where there's a lot of moving lights, smokes, pyro, stuff like that. And they can also kind of do more operatic where it's a little bit, there's a lot of mixed elements. So there's video, there's lights, there's different types of effects in order to create exactly what the look that the designer's looking for. At the Citadel, the environment in which I work in is a pretty friendly one because we're all trying to get to the same goal. We're very cooperative. It's very team-driven. Sometimes people will have their priorities, so sometimes you'll have to juggle around which is more important in terms of getting it done right now. But we'll usually work together. Typically, there's about, on the hang days, on the days that are really, really intense, there's usually about 3 to 4 people. It can get anywhere up to about 7 people that you're working with in a regular day. And then that's just electrics department. There's also stage carpentry, there's props, there's scenic carpentry, there's so many other departments, and you all really need to get everyone in line in terms of what the goal is that day, so that it can all be accomplished within a timely manner. Some of the most common tools here that we use at the Citadel is a crescent wrench, which is a pretty basic tool, but it serves a multitude of needs. Some of the other equipment that we use is fall arrest harness. Because we're in a building that requires fall arrest, some areas are actually locked off in terms of you can't actually go out there without the fall arrest system. One of the best personalities for this occupation would be someone who's imaginative, works well with others, someone who's open to criticism but can use that to make something better. The end result in every technician's job is basically to create a better product. Theater programs at post-secondary education usually teach us skills like sewing, they'll teach you prop making, carpentry skills, electric skills. They offer a wide range of different skills that you can take, and you kind of require a little bit of knowledge in every single one in order to make your job a little bit more aware. If someone's interested in this field, in the lighting technician field, I definitely suggest there's a lot of theaters around town that take volunteers, so you can go and get some education that way and get some training, get to know some people and get to know the community. At the Citadel, usually if you're the low man on the totem pole, you'd come in as a permit, you'd get some hours under your belt and get to know the people that you're working with. And eventually you'd work up to the point where you're a little bit more regular. And once you have the skills, like you need to be a board operator, or you need to have a particular skill set in order to kind of progress through the industry. You might get the opportunity to run a show. Then after running a show, you might continue to get a hired vice or a contract. And then typically that would carry you through. With my job requirements, the way that they are, the time that I do have, my personal time, I try to fill it with things that make me happy. Try to do some things that get me out of the house. So I've incorporated archery a couple years ago. I don't do any hunting, but it's all just paper shooting, and if it kind of is a nice kind of relaxing zen about it. I also do a lot of work with computers, so that kind of takes up my time, and you know, it's about finding the things that make you happy. My job's pretty satisfying, actually. It's to see the amount of people that come in to see a show every single night. It really helps. You don't quite get the amount of recognition as an actor does, but an actor's putting their face out, and I'm not. I'm working behind the scenes, and you know, it's just good to kind of get the community out and see how many people are actually interested in theater. So I'm pretty happy with the career choice that I've made.
To become a lighting technician, education and training requirements vary, but generally you will require 2 to 4 years of post-secondary training. If the occupation of lighting technician interests you, there's more information available, including educational requirements and salary ranges in the occupational profiles on ALICE. You may also be interested in the related occupations of lighting designer, recording or sound engineer, or stage manager. Learn more on the ALICE website and make the most of your future. Visit us at alice.alberta.ca.